My art is not for the male gaze.
Girl, what the gay niggas got to do with it?
No, like, male gaze, like, patriarchy shit. Niggas be watching what we do.
I don't get it. What's so wrong with having niggas looking at you?
Okay, girl. Let me follow the formula. Get my body done, make a song about it, and boom, people start caring about my music.
Is that what you think is going on? Girl, we in the middle of a bad bitch renaissance.
No, we not, because everybody looks the same. There's nothing unique about it. And this shit is not new either. Biggie did this shit to Lil' Kim. He made her this side chick, then he tossed her. Big Fenny did this shit to Nicki. It goes on and on.
Girl, I don't know that nigga. When I look at Nicki, I see a talented fly bitch.
Look, I'm not taking nothing from her. I'm not saying she's not a talented fly bitch, but every single female rapper's success is tied to some nigga that wants to fuck them.
What?
I know that's right. Well, thank you, Esther.
Esther, stay out of this one. Girl, Kim was a woman's fantasy. She said the shit that girls wanted to say.
Okay, maybe Kim did, but right now is no woman really doing that. They're just puppets. They don't even write their own shit, Mia. It'd be another nigga in the back giving them bars.
So you telling me that it's no possible way that women could be having a good time and winning? How I see it, you letting these niggas control you. Yeah, and you so concerned about making art for them, they got you in a hoodie and a fucking mask. Bitch, we in Miami. It's hot as fuck.
On July 21st, 2022, Issa Rae's sophomore series Rap Shit premiered on HBO. Loosely based off The City Girls, follows two estranged high school friends living in Miami. Shauna, a struggling rapper working at a hotel whose side hustle is credit card scamming with her coworker Maurice, and Mia, a single mom and Renaissance woman co-parenting with her baby daddy Lamont, an aspiring producer. After babysitting her daughter, Shauna invites Mia out for drinks where they come up with the idea to start a rap group, recording a video that goes viral overnight. The rest of the series is spent grinding, figuring out ways to capitalize on that success, utilizing their connections. Chastity, a party promoter and lowercase pimp, becomes their manager. Jill, a college friend of Shauna's who works at Spotify, extends an invitation to a corporate party, introducing them to management. Francois, a former friend and producer Shauna had a falling out with, that by the end of the season sets up the duo to come on tour with headliner Lord AK, and Francois' culture vulture artist Raina Rain. As an Issa Rae creation, this was coming off the heels of Insecure, so big shoes to fill. But season 1 had me concluding maybe this was just too big of an ask. I wasn't moved. In the midst of all these characters, I found myself only engaged to one. The pace too slow, certain storylines felt as if they were spinning their wheels, and I got worried that maybe Insecure was Issa's lightning in a bottle. And then season 2 aired. I haven't seen a show recover so well from its first season since the early 2000s. We catch back up with our leads about to head on tour, Mia making arrangements with the help of her community to watch her daughter while away, Shauna letting her family know police may reach out to ask questions because, oh yeah, remember the credit card scam I mentioned her and Maurice were doing? Well, he got arrested, making Shauna a possible suspect if he rats her out to serve less time. Something that kind of haunts her throughout the season. Will he or won't he? That is exacerbated by his cousin convincing him to record their conversations for collateral. Who's the messiest bitch you know? A man. Francois and Chastity consistently bumping heads as Raina Rain is his priority. The girls are Chastity's. Iggy Azalea gets the bigger dressing room, better hotel, name on the marquee, while Chastity is left fighting for her artist to get at the very least a sandwich over crumbs. One of their first nights on tour, Shauna has a front row seat to how black women are treated within these spaces, when Gat from Lord AK's entourage plays a trivia game buttering up the non-black women while kicking out the darker-skinned ones, and dousing Shauna in champagne for calling it out. An underlying theme is the balancing act an artist must ask themselves. How much of my integrity am I willing to compromise to get to a level where my voice has impact, where I have the power to control who I associate with and who I don't? Finally running into Lord AK, the answer to those questions become even more complicated. He is the tour, but still seems to be mentally struggling with the passing of his brother, who was there at the start of his career. Him and Shauna develop a flirtation from their shared love of music, and through talking describes what sounds really close to depression. He's withdrawn, mentions he can't feel anything, asks Shauna what her last meal would be, and after not being able to get his sailor up, walks out onto the balcony mumbling how he can't do this shit anymore. Mia seems to be inadvertently adopting her mother's habits when it comes to men, something she looks down on her for, always having one in rotation. A rapper that goes by Cash, another artist in AK's entourage, Courtney Luke, and Lamont. At a billboard party, two of them almost get into it before everyone's attention is drawn to someone on fire. That person being, you guessed it, Lord AK. The tour? Immediately canceled. Shauna, Mia, and Chastity all back in Miami with their careers in limbo. The final 2 episodes play out as a tug-of-war with Francois on one side and Chastity on the other. Francois has dropped Raina as an artist and offers to produce their EP, promising the girls creative control. Chastity, with the help of a connect she met at the billboard party, has Red Bull offering them a deal that not only maintains creative control, but their masters too. As Francois has more of a record leading an artist to success, they end up going with him, firing Chastity in the process. Disgruntled meets with Gat and Raina, and the season ending as Shauna and Mia's star, with the help of social media, is only continuing to rise. And right as Maurice is going in to serve his time, gives his cousin the recordings of him and Shauna's conversations.
And BAM! She got hit by a big ass truck. What?
Something about season 2 turned on. The pace picked up, layers of the characters deepened, and even felt more confident and smart in its humor.
I got a hoodie on. I guess I had 5 fat niggas in a hot tub.
Mama, period.
Me too.
Really?
Yeah.
Right, yeah. I'm sorry.
Why you sorry?
I don't know.
I watched the first to support, but was often left wondering, what the hell is this show even about? Sticking with it is where I found my answer. For so long, the music industry, hip-hop in particular, has been a boys' club. Roxanne Shante is often credited for pioneering the golden age of female rap. In 1984, UTFO, a New York hip-hop group, released their single Roxanne Roxanne, gaining the commercial success they had been looking for. The song is about a woman refusing their advances and deeming her stuck up for it. At just 14 years old, Lolita Shante Gooden recorded a diss track, becoming an instant hit and catapulting her into this exploitative arena. Being so young without legal or parental protection, she was especially vulnerable. Never properly compensated, manipulated into signing contracts for the benefit of others, and was surrounded by predatory men in positions of power. The people who were supposed to protect me were the ones who hurt me the most, Roxanne said in a 2018 New York Times article. There were artists like Queen Latifah and MC Lyte who dressed in baggy clothes and masculine fits to fit into this male-dominated genre. They wanted to be respected, and making that a possibility was to come off like one of the guys, while also being conscious of what they rapped about. But despite their best efforts, still faced misogyny from the industry gatekeeping. A lot of these women needed a cosign to be deemed first lady of a label by the men around, while also having their talent and lyricism undermined.
I would walk into a studio and I'm like, all right, well, let's start. And people would be like, oh, well, where's your writer? I'm like, she's here. She's walked in. I'm here. Because they just didn't believe that I wrote my own lyrics. And I think it was just because of the eye rolls from men and the like, oh God, like, it was audible. Like you could hear people breathe, you could hear it, and that would annoy me.
In the late 90s, we would see more female rappers challenging traditional gender roles and pushing the boundaries of what society had come to expect from them. Times 2, Foxy Brown and Lil' Kim, using their sexuality as empowerment, but subjected to intense judgment, slut-shaming, and objectification, oftentimes by the same male rappers and fans who celebrated them. I bring up this history lesson to show, from its inception, female rap has always been a rich text. In 2019, Asha Lane said in a Hampton Institute piece, "Today, Black female artists and women of color have changed the way we define Black women's empowerment. The popularity of female MCs embodying androgenic characteristics through feminine appeal supports the narratives of many women who have mastered the proverbial quote, think like a man. To condemn the hypersexual behaviors and language used by black female artists is to ignore the historical truth that black women and women of color were never defined by the traditional standards of being a woman. Black female MCs have and will always continue to redefine what doing gender is from a cultural standpoint, therefore adding to the black feminism discourse. There are pockets within the entertainment industry where black women dominate, but female rap is certainly at the top of that list. After a decade run of Nicki reigning supreme, an abundance of new artists bulldozed through and just kept coming. Cardi, Meg, Flo Milli, Lotto, Doechii, Glorilla, Tierra Whack, Rico Nasty, Doja, Mona Leo, the City Girls. Mind you, many of them had been making music, but a new era was platformed, where they no longer needed a man behind them to give the okay that she was worth listening to. When consumers can help build a song's popularity through social media, we see these female artists achieving mainstream recognition and business ventures in a way that wasn't even always accessible for their male counterparts. Which leads me to the disappointing cancellation of Rap Shit. Season 2 focused its lens on the music industry, tackling how this digital age has shifted the field. There's a scene where Shauna goes live to rant about Gat and how he never really cared about AK, inadvertently getting the attention and support of larger artists. The mental toll fame can take on these celebrities, particularly ones who have experienced the corporate machine sucking the love out of their craft. The Olympics of grinding, how lack of resources and connections will leave you unqualified to play. The balancing act of artistic integrity versus compromise.
Shall I proceed? Yes, indeed.
I have to talk over this because I don't want to copyright. A. A bit embarrassing to say these days, but growing up I really loved Entourage. A couple weeks ago I rewatched the season and realized I still do.
You need to leave.
It has a lot of issues incredibly prevalent in the back half of the series, but there was something special about taking a peek behind the curtain. It gets a lot of flack now due to comments about it aging poorly because of the misogyny and homophobia present within characters. But the early 2000s, with Hollywood as its backdrop, it might as well have been a documentary. Among all of its seasons, my highlight has always been the arc during season 4 and 5. Long story short, Vince does a movie that gets panned by critics and is received so poorly it becomes a direct-to-DVD release. For context, this happens as his star has been on the rise, coming off of Aquaman, which was a success putting his name on the map, only to crash it starring in a dog-shit movie that failed in being taken seriously. His confidence is starting to eat away, along with his trust of E, his best friend and manager. A theme throughout where the same question pops up. Do I need my personal hat on or my professional one? It's a compelling storyline amplified because these decisions will show up on a public stage, Hollywood. And this was before social media became the beast we know today.
Objection. Why is this relevant?
Oh, I have a point, I promise.
Then make it.
Entourage centered an up-and-coming actor and the people around him. Seth Rogen's The Studio, the movie producers we often complain about. Hacks, the contemporary comedy world from a woman's point of view. Unreal, the reality show producers. Audiences like to look behind the curtain, especially within the entertainment industry. And music, not just music, but female rap, is an untapped arena that makes Rap Shit's cancellation a monumental missed opportunity. The storylines that could have been explored. The character development that we were just sinking into. Yeah, Empire was a thing, but was that really indicative of the music industry? Or a soap opera with music in it? The Idol, an example of a show that got hijacked by men only concerned with salacious slop rather than exploring a female pop artist battling for autonomy within an exploitative system. Rap Shit was created by a black woman, produced primarily by black women, centering black female characters in a space where we are the face. And the saddest thing is, season 2 told me they were just getting started. Upon the news, Issa Rae said, "You're seeing so many black shows get canceled. You're seeing so many executives, especially on the DEI side, get canned. You're seeing very clearly now that our stories are less of a priority, which is even more frustrating to name when not too long ago Hollywood was patting itself on the back, something many Black artists could already predict.
This is a time where there is a concerted effort to consider diversity and inclusion. What I really want is for it to not be a fad, not be a trend, you know? Where right now it's really dope and cool and on trend to work with women and underrepresented groups. But I think the moment of maturity in the industry is when it is just the norm.
And it's still not. Our stories are simply viewed as nothing more than trends, cultural moments to reminisce on, but don't move the needle in a direction of normality. It feels we've gotten to a point when Black projects are commercially or critically successful. Anything after must reach the same bar or it's tossed out. There's been speculation on the lack of marketing for Rap Shit Season 2, as some fans didn't even realize it had come back on air until halfway in. It wouldn't surprise me if there were expectations from higher-ups that social media would do the work for them. But unfortunately, there's a bigger element at play. Leon Cruz from the Junction Journal noted. Even with funding, there's one really glaring issue. There's not enough of us. Even if every Black person in the country supported and watched everything Black, that's not enough. The sad truth, if Black creatives want to find success, white people have to support it. And I'd wager not enough are willing to get outside of their comfort zone and engage with something that's going to make them uncomfortable, or offered layered characters beyond their perception. I added that last part. Because Insecure was a big hit, and maybe because it was a show that had white characters within its first 2 seasons, or presented dialogue to talk about the internet's favorite topic, dating. Either way, Black people were not the only ones watching it. Black women are not the only ones who engage with female rap.
Confident. I start my day with you.
Only you. Oh my god, wait, I'm gonna cry.
No, don't cry. We're live.
No, you're live stream. No, I know. No, your music has literally like made me want. When I want to fight someone, I listen to your music.
Tearing up?
Because you want to throw that fighting shit out the window and you want to get cute and be a bad bitch.
When people are talking shit, I go turn on Megan.
Body yada yada. I look beautiful. I look so great.
Yet so much projection is placed onto these women, from the men in our community to the women outside of it. And Rap Shit, while a fictionalized story, had just begun to break the seal, allowing us to see and be seen in a space where we dominate. So to Issa Rae and everyone involved out there somewhere, I loved your show and want to leave you with this.
If I can have your hand.
Yes.
To
the streaming service with an identity crisis.
A plague on both of your houses.